Hello everyone, this is Peter Stone. I'm in Gloucester, Massachusetts Harbor, and this schooner is the Adventure. They just raised the aft sail and they're raising this foresail now. It's not really the foresail. It's a perfect day for sailing, and right there is the Adele from Essex, Mass. But this is a pretty big event here every year. This is the 35th. Hey, Chad. You got a lots of events, Chad. You know all about these things. I've been out here banging a few shots today, but I thought I'd hop on live. It's just a gorgeous day. It's a perfect close to fall day. I've gotten this sailboat, schooner really, out in the ocean several times, coming about, and a few other things. It's a very large sailboat. The cost to go on this boat is $60 for a cruise, in case anyone's interested or nearby in Boston. But this is Gloucester, Mass. It's all by hand. They do have, you can see, a generator and a engine in this boat. It's not the good old days exactly, but as close as we're going to get to it. It's a great breeze. This little black sailboat out there, his name is the Alert. It's probably, well, it might be almost 50 feet. It's a schooner also, and there's a schooner there called the Rosemary. So we'll just take a ride around the boat here so you can schooner. I should be proper about it. It's a busy harbor today. There we go. These are the easy sails. There's no booms. Well, there is one little boom on that foresail, but way up on the forward end, there are no booms. So they're ready to go. And there's Gloucester in there. You can see the windmills up on the hill here. Hey, Don. Welcome to Gloucester. Yeah, it's an amazing day. There they go. They're off. Beautiful. Busy port today. Schooners everywhere, and they're not all out yet. The waves are bigger from the boats than they are from the wind. Actually, it's a very calm day today. The seas aren't bigger than 1.5 feet. It's amazing. The wind's blowing pretty hard, but the waves are small. I love it. Easy to ride. Hey, Patricia. So, I will go follow the Adele. Oh, sorry, the Alert. The Adele's way up ahead. And there is infamous 10-Pound Island. I don't remember how it got its name, but we can always Google that. It's a click away. And up on the right-hand side here is a landmark, the old paint factory behind that red buoy that is really falling apart. I don't know if anybody's going to go in and repair that or not. Just a beautiful day. All these schooners are taking people out this weekend. They're about 1 hour cruises, so everybody can get a ride. They just go out, not quite to the breakwater, but almost. There was one boat way outside. That was a Rosemary. Maybe it went for a 2-hour cruise. So over there, far over there, is a new hotel called the Beauport Hotel. A great place for an event, right on the harbor. It's new, it's only a few years old, but it's really done beautifully inside. It's not your Marriott or your Hilton. It's really done tastefully in maritime New England decor. It's really a beautiful hotel. So, needless to say, through the summertime it stays packed. That used to be Bird's Eye Seafood there. This whole place was the fort. To the right, I used to work at that white building. You can see a little dilapidated. That was Deep Deep Ocean Products when I was a kid in high school. I used to work on offshore lobster boats, go out for a week or 10 days. And it's still there. It's still operating. So I'll head in. If you want to hang in there, I'll give you a little tour of Gloucester Harbor. So I got to slow down here. But this is a really a classic building. There's a building in Rockport, Mass. called Motif 1 that I think is the most painted building possibly in the United States, if not definitely New England. So you can see the boards falling off this building. But I know there was a committee that was, association that was supposed to be restoring it, and maybe they are still. I just haven't got any updates. I just come out here every now and then and do some photographs. I've been writing all week, and working on a couple of projects, so I got out a lot of days this week late, like 5 o'clock. So the lighting is very nice in the late afternoon this time of year. Long shadows. The old Gloucester paint, copper paint, and Gloucester paint manufacturing there for all the sailboats, all the schooners, fishing schooners that used to be here. I mean, this harbor was packed, but now maybe there's 20 fishing boats left out of 10,000. At one point there was 10,000. And of course that was in the heyday, but it's scaled down. So there is a gorgeous sailboat up here called the Columbia. This black sailboat up in front of me, in front of the town hall steeple there, town clock. Just very well kept up and taken care of. All the wood is beautifully varnished. And we know that takes a lot of man and woman power and woman and man power to keep that up. That's all done by hand. So that's the infamous fort in Gloucester. And that is where I used to unload giant lobsters. I mean, we caught lobster one time that was 32 pounds. Sometimes it wasn't unusual to see 6, 7, and 8 pound lobsters. I started working here when I was 15 and a half, and this is Gloucester Ice Company. Yeah, you can see they're the coolest guys around. The guy's got a good sense of humor. So this is the Columbia. Marcel, yes, it's a beautiful day. As the last day in October should be. Sorry, August. So this is the Columbia. Just stunning lines on this boat. So these schooners are spread out all over the harbor. And I was in here the other day. I didn't see this boat, Tree of Life, from Newport, Rhode Island. Hi. You want to say hey? We're live. And there's schooners from everywhere. Hey, how are you? Small, big, and in between. There is Brilliant and another small one. This is where a few of the lobster boats fish out of in Gloucester. There's a whole nother section. It's probably got 40 or 50 lobster boats. This is a great place to eat. The Gloucester House. Excellent. If you ever get to Gloucester, it's right on the harbor, as you can see. There's a little park up here with a walkway, and on the other side is Seven Seas Whale Watch, which happens to be one of our Dive Silver customer. What is the name of my boat? Well, my Mako used to be named Ocean Gypsy. I had a name, and I should have written it down, but it had something to do with flying in the air, because I spend about 50% of my time out of the water. In the beginning of the season, it was building strength, but now my hands, I kind of grip the handlebars like vice grips, and I find the throttle right here is kind of pulled down all the time now. It doesn't matter how big the waves in the sea are. I seem to be able to handle whatever comes at me. So in that case, at a higher speed, I spend more time over the waves than on the waves because I get airborne a lot. So here's another schooner up here. I forget the name of that. I did know it. It's usually at the dock here at the Maritime Museum, which we'll go to right around the corner. I totally forgot they were all going to be out sailing today for an hour again and an hour, and maybe it takes them 2 round trip. There's one of the last draggers in the harbor over there. There is one for sale if anybody's interested in fishing out of Gloucester. It's $140,000. Scalloper and dragger. Not sure anybody here is interested in that, but just doing a little classified on the side. Oh yes, the Landon, Thomas E. Landon, it's a landmark here in Gloucester. One of the few. I made several pieces of jewelry out of some of the schooners here a couple of years ago. You can see it's kind of busy. On the other side over there is, hey Chris, how are you doing? On the other side of this green building, that is Gloucester Marine Railway. I actually worked there a long time ago when I was, after I got out of high school, working on the boats, doing a little extra side money. But there's an art colony in there called Rocky Neck Artist Colony. It's small, quaint, New England-like and type, and it's a nice place to go for a day or two. Lots of restaurants over there and coffee shops. This is the new public wharf, and there is Gloucester Maritime Heritage Center. That is that's like a museum inside, and they have lots of things for children. It's very nice. That Ardell was built in Essex, Mass, which is just the next town over. That gentleman's father has been building boats in Essex, Story Boat Yard, for, well, it seems like they've been building boats for a long time. And here's the local harbor ferry. Ah, someone's up on the railway. Sure. American Eagle from Rockland, Maine. Hey, how are you? What's cooking? You got the big stuffed lobsters on there? Or burgers? These are these rowing gigs, and I saw them out here, the blue one and the yellow one, last week. People belong to the rowing gig club, and they go out and row in the morning. I saw this one in Manchester one morning looking out my window. It was late morning. Apparently it was a nice day, and they rowed it from Gloucester. So there you have it, the American Eagle, up front and close. I went to Boston in 2015 when Napoleon's ship was there. That was amazing. Pam and I. Pam really rides these. Oh, I guess this sailboat's coming right in here. I shall get out of the way. Hey, how are you? Going for a sail? Oh, cool. How long? Yeah, it's a good wind out there. There he is, the Rose Way. Yeah, I got a really good video of them out there. Captain was nice enough not to Sure. I'm not hanging out. So lots of activity here. But this is small. My little jet ski is amazingly small. I can get around. I gotta say, I love this little machine. It's fuel efficient, great for the environment. And because I've spent so many years on rowboats, fishing boats, lobster boats, none of them went over maybe 18 knots or 20 knots. but this travels at 60 and 70 miles an hour. So it allows me to cover a lot of ground, so I can see a sailboat on the horizon, for example, or a ship, like I saw the Queen Mary II on the 4th of July going into Boston. And I thought, well, let me go out and check it out. I mean, I was 6 miles away, 7 miles away, and in just a few minutes I was there, and it was really great that I can just go anywhere. I mean, so I went from Manchester to Misery Island to Salem, Marblehead, Nahant, out to Graves Light off of Boston Harbor, and followed the Queen Mary II into Boston Harbor, turned around and followed the New England Aquarium whale watch boat almost to the whale watch ground, but I ran out of fuel. Well, I would have run out of fuel, so I didn't take the chance. So these are, well, that's not really a schooner. That's more of a motor sailor. But these are schooners. The schooner is defined by the short mast in the front. I guess you can call that a schooner there. I've got an old friend I haven't seen for many years on one of these. From Provincetown, yeah. Not so far away, maybe 50 miles. You have a good sail over? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Good wind? Oh, no, really? Yeah. The Redbird. This is a small sailboat a friend of mine owns that I knew, Stanley Collins and his wife, Nell. I thought they would be on here today, but I guess not. So this is almost the end of the harbor. These are all freezer buildings for fish over the years. That's one cooks fish sticks, right? And anything with fish in it. They cook it, pack it, ship it. So this is Gloucester Harbor. If there's anything else more interesting in the day, I'll come back on. Thanks for checking in. This is Peter from Peter Stone. Don, catch you on the rebound. I'm nearby, someplace on Cape Ann. Heading back to Thailand the middle of this month coming up. Talk to you all later.